What up, y'all? Jamie here, and today, wherever you are in the world, I'm coming to you with all things hip-hop. Starting with growing up hip-hop LA, okay? So Angela Simmons says there are no dateable men, in a nutshell. TREACH talks the pain of divorce, and Jojo wants another baby. And I also want to talk Eminem's new album. I listened to the whole thing, y'all, so we're going to dive into that. So the first thing is, I do watch reality TV, and growing up hip hop LA, I actually really like it because it's not super negative. They're not fighting all the time. I mean, they have their issues, but it seems to be like a little less catty for me. It's very relational. And this episode tonight was all about relationships, and I love talking about relationships. I love thinking about relationships. And some of the things that got my attention is the first topic is Angela Simmons. Now, this doesn't make me feel so bad if Angela Simmons is having a hard time just going out and not necessarily finding a man, but you know what I mean. Dating is, Rev Run was sitting down at the table with her and asking her about her love life. And she was like, look, it's not that easy. I even got on a dating app and I've done this, I've done that. This guy shaded me. This guy was kind of whack. I don't know. Then they got to be a good, not only love her, but a good example for her son. And Rev Run brought up a good point. He was like, what happened to dating? And I felt that because I find myself asking the same questions, like, times have just changed. And Angela was kind of talking about how people are sliding in DMs and Instagram and everything. And I love how Rev Run brought up, like, someone as beautiful as you back in the day would have never been single. Like, I just kind of, missed that vibe where I feel like everything was much more personable. You would see somebody you liked, you would talk, you would exchange numbers, and boom, if you clicked, you would go from there. And if not, nothing. But it's not really that easy to online date. I'm not really an online dater. I've tried, a dating app or two. It's just really not my thing. And I kind of feel just like Angela. It's like, you see a guy and you want to give it a shot, and then you dive deep into it and you're like, I don't know if I could really do it. And these days it's like, okay, so you need to find a man that's good, but also a man who has his stuff together. And I think depending on which industry you're in, it can be a challenge to find a man who really has his finances and his life and the foundation of things together, especially at some kind of a decent age. And when I say decent age, at this point, I'm talking about under 40. Don't get me wrong, there's men out there, so this is not about where all's the men, but I just definitely related to this conversation, and I was just kind of relieved to hear Angela Simmons talk about some of the things me and my girlfriends talk about. So it means it's not just us, it's a real thing, no matter what level you're on. We all want to date. Like, what happened? I really don't know how things are going to move forward, but I think about it a lot. I think courtship is still something that is really important. But again, if the finances aren't together and you guys aren't on the same page, and then there's a lot of single parents out there who are now not only looking for someone to love them, but be a good example for their child, I think it's just complicated. Do things feel as complicated to you as they do for me? I would love to know your comments below. The dating scene, y'all, like, she was even talking about traveling to another continent. And I thought the same thing, like, dang, are women dating in like Italy or Dubai? Like, do I just need to shake it up and get out of the Americas and the small box that sometimes either when you're in entertainment or anything connected to it, because entertainment is so broad now. It's not just television. It's like influencers and all of this other stuff. It's like, do we need to get out of the American bubble to get back to the basics and just be simple and go back on dates? I don't know. I'm just bringing it up because I thought it was a really, really good conversation. And yeah, I don't know what it is, guys. If you're watching and you happen to listen to me ramble, let me know what you think and feel about dating these days. Is it different for you with women that you approach? Are you finding that women are different? What are you seeing that is maybe not inspiring you to pursue? A man that I spoke to not too long ago, he mentioned something about men not being able to handle rejection in the same way. So it kind of changed the trajectory of dating. Is that true? Help a sister out. I just want to know. But anyway, that brings me to my second topic is TREACH. First of all, TREACH look good. He looks so good. He looks healthy and kind of sexy and fit, and he's touring, and I just love it. So I was here for that. Shout out to TREACH. But he was talking about the pain of divorce when Sam, the guy who wants to marry Egypt, which I'm telling you, this episode was all about relationships. When I look at Egypt, I don't agree with the way TT went about things. Like, I could feel Egypt's anxiety being late to her show, and I hate that feeling, especially because when you plan, get something together, like the last thing you want to do is shenanigans last minute. However, I do agree with her friends and family, the ones that are kind of warning her, because as women, not to knock men, but we evolve very quickly. And sometimes I've seen a lot when it comes to like 18 to 23-year-old women, where they, us, evolve beyond the man. And yeah, like Brianna said, she really gonna wake up one day and might meet a real man and be like, oops. Or, because I don't want to, put nothing on nobody, I definitely think that Egypt is gonna grow out of this boy, Sam. I know that love. It seems like her first love. It's that love where you're like, we're together, I love him, da-da-da-da. And I don't know what's gonna happen. Or maybe Sam puts his effort into self-mastery. If he dives deep into self-mastery and really works and tries to make this thing work, I believe it could work. Because like I said, I don't want to put no, thumbs down on anybody, but it's going to take a little bit more effort, I feel like, on his part to make sure he can do what he has to do to take care of Egypt. Love that our parents are on board, but I do know the pain of divorce, not because I've been through it, but because I've seen other people go through it and listening to discussions about it. And it's awful. It really changes people. But at the same time, we got to let our loved ones go through whatever they need to go through, because they need their life lessons so they can evolve into the people that they need to be. So that's my advice. If Egypt was my sister or whatever, I wouldn't want her to do it, but I guess I'd be on the side with her parents, even though I'm not really impressed with Sam, and that's okay. I'm not dating him. It's not even personal. But I definitely feel like, if this was my child or my sister, would I be able to allow them to learn their life lessons? And sometimes our loved ones, that's the best we can do, is step back and let them get the lessons they're supposed to get, and give them the grace and space to grow, and just be there for them if we need them. Just like when we were going through our stuff. So I found that to be a lesson in there, and I really sat and thought about it. Like, okay, it might just be one of those things where you got to let it go, let it unfold, and just be there for the girl if something doesn't work, and let people take their journey. So, oh my God. Okay, and then the last thing, this whole Rev Run counseling Jojo and what's her name? Denise. She's so cute. She don't want that baby, y'all, and she has made it clear. And Jojo keeps pressing it, and Rev Run's like compromised, and she's like, what part of no do these guys don't understand? It's my body, and it's a no. Right now, it's a no. And no is no. I've never carried a child, but something about what she's saying I can feel. And because Jojo is so pressed about having this child, it's going to cause contention. Like, I don't know, getting married under those terms, this is something they're really going to have to work out and make a plan, if you ask me. What I feel like this situation shows us is how complicated marriage can be. Like, of course, we love each other. He's cute. We've been together. We have a baby. We did that. But the nitty gritty of things is this girl, Denise, and I'm pretty sure this is reflective with a lot of women. She wants to have her own life and do her own thing, not separate from him, but she's not just Rev Run's son's wife and Jojo's just stay at home, whatever, while he does whatever. She needs to build her character, fulfill her purpose, have her career. And I know sometimes after a baby, women definitely feel like, okay, I've been at home and I'm at home with the baby, but like, I'm losing me. What am I doing? And I just don't want her to get too far down the road with that. I want her to have that space between children to explore herself, because that's important for all of us to do. So, because they look really young, and hopefully, is it so bad to have maybe like a 6-year gap? Let's let this baby get a little older, perhaps, and a little bit more self-sufficient while I figure my stuff out. And the benefit is that first child is going to get old enough eventually to be not only a good big sister, but also if you go watch your little brother, watch your little sister while mommy's doing this and that. And I know they got nannies and stuff, but I'm just kind of speaking to the situation and relating it to, you know, it's a blanket relation where, you know, everybody, I'm pretty sure in some way or another, can kind of understand where she's coming from and the need to kind of have her own independence and her own life. And then, you know, coming together with Jojo on that is still two people becoming one. So I hope they're able to figure that out. But I just really felt for her in this episode. And I know there's so much we don't see, but she don't want that baby. So that's that. Anyway, I just wanted to break a little bit of that down because I really enjoyed tonight's episode. Again, comment below with anything that you got. I love to pull real life gems and jewels from everything I see and watch. And since this is reality TV, they're in real life situations. And I like to see how people handle it. I like to discuss the important lessons we should be learning and how we can grow and evolve beyond just the basics of what we see. Let's dive deep and start to think about some of this stuff on another level, so we can learn as well. Even if, whether it's gossip, reality TV, trash TV, I feel like there's something to learn in everything. So that was fun. And then side note, how Eminem just gonna drop an album though? Like how Eminem just gonna drop an album. And y'all, it's fire. Okay, so the name of his album is Music to Be Murdered By. It has this Alfred Hitchcock theme. And you're getting a full album here, y'all. There is 20 tracks, including interludes. It's been a minute since I heard some quality interludes. If y'all, you know, if you're 80s babies, 90s babies, and used to buy full albums on CD or whatever, we used to love our little interludes. So I enjoyed the interludes. I did listen to the album. No Regrets, Farewell, Those Kind of Nights with Ed Sheeran. First of all, he had a lot of people that he brought on. Royce the 5'9", Skylar Grey, Juice WRLD, rest in peace, but he's on a track. Q-Tip, Anderson .Paak. So this album is loaded with quality features. One of my favorite tracks, I would say, In Too Deep. That beat was bomb. The beat on In Too Deep is bomb. Godzilla. The flow is crazy. So what I love about what Eminem did with this album is he stayed true to Eminem. He put a little bit of this new hip hop feel we got on this, but not too much. It still sounds current. It still sounds new and fresh, but it's Eminem. And y'all know Eminem, so you're getting Marshall Mathers, you're getting a little bit, you're getting a little early 2000s Eminem, everything. So Darkness gives you, that track Darkness gives you complete old Eminem. I was just like, oh, this sounds like one of his original tracks. What else was good? Oh, he had a track on there, Stepdad, an interlude and a track called Stepdad. That, unfortunately, I feel like, you know, Eminem always speaks from a lot of pain points that most people are not so raw and vocal about. And in this track, Stepdad, it sucks because I know there are really kids that are going through this where their mother or father marries someone or has a boyfriend or girlfriend who's abusive to them. And it's really unfortunate because I've seen a lot of videos circling on the internet now where, you know, like that 14-year-old girl who put a hidden camera up. She's 14 and had to figure that out because nobody would believe that the dude was beating on her and abusing her. He was abusing the dog and her. And he's since been charged with animal cruelty and abusing her, which is great, but dang, how we not gonna listen to the kids? So this track is emotional, it's deep. It goes into that kind of abuse. It's hard to listen to in the sense that you know it's real, and that sucks, but it's so real that I'm pretty sure the kid's going through it or connected to that or someone who knows someone who's gone through that they're going to connect and they're going to they're going to experience Marshall Mathers like we've experienced him back in the day when we were going through certain wild things that he was talking about. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you check out the album. Like I said, I listened to the whole thing already. It's listenable. You're going to love it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please comment below, subscribe. Right now, I'm growing my YouTube channel, so I'm talking about all kinds of things. I just want to share with y'all because this is the kind of stuff I talk with my friends about. So thank you for being my friend tonight, and thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you next video. Peace.